Well, our first guest this week's joining us direct from Las Vegas, Nevada. Mark Bradley is the CEO of Players Network, stock symbols PNTV. Mark, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate you having me.
Well, Mark, Players Network describes itself as a digital television, technology, and new media company. Can you give us a general overview of the company, please?
Absolutely. Players Network has been a pioneer in the digital media space, and we believe that we're going to change the way people monetize content over the internet by producing niche networks that combine with the social community and a very powerful business model to help people develop their own networks.
Well, your branded lifestyle channel called Vegas On Demand has been very popular with video on demand, but now you have a new channel, WeedTV, and also WeedTV magazine. Tell us about WeedTV.
Well, just like I mentioned, what we're doing is combining social communities with broadband communities. So we have the ability to create multiple channels within the WeedTV space that addresses the political aspects, the medical aspects, the business, the financial aspects of it, as well as the recreational aspects. So our platform allows people to empower people to develop their own sub-channel within our network. So for a monthly fee, we can literally give people a turnkey channel that allows them to reach their audience through both content, distribution, and marketing services.
Well, can you talk a little bit about your business model as it applies to media? Why should someone have a TV network membership?
Well, what most people have today is they have a basic Facebook account or they have a YouTube channel, but they really don't utilize it to its fullest extent because they're not a media channel. So with our platform and our professional services, we allow to take their brand, take their lifestyle, take their audience, and move them vertical as a real media company. And we also take ownership within these brands and within these networks. So our business model allows us to take equity into new brands and digital brands, as well as help somebody grow their existing company through digital media. And part of it is magazine, print, part of it is internet, part of it is social media such as communities, television, as well as printed materials such as blogs and cutting news such as trending. So what we're offering somebody is something very different that doesn't exist out there. It lets them do what they specialize in their business and allows us to specialize what we do in our business and help them grow, meanwhile building equity in both what we're doing with them and help increase their brand equity and what they're doing for themselves.
Well, we're definitely seeing a legal and social phenomenon with respect to marijuana legislation. Does WeedTV aim to be the social media portal and lifestyle information source?
Absolutely. We think we have a great brand. It's edgy enough to get people's attention, WeedTV. But once people actually go into our brand, they can see that it's very quality. The programming that we're covering, anywhere from music to politics. We're covering the whole gamut with original programming. One of the things that fascinates us about the whole legalized marijuana industry is it will be the fastest growing and the largest industry in the next 5 to 7 years in this country. So the fact that we became the first mover in the media space, we're very proud of, and we're getting tremendous results and comments from people that want to be a part of us, and a lot of people that want to participate in this with original programming. It's actually overwhelming.
Now, the company has filed for several medical marijuana licenses recently. Tell us about that.
Well, it's really a double-edged sword. Once, if you're going to have a pet channel, you should own a dog. If you're going to be an expert in the marijuana space, you should have some knowledge about how the industry runs. So our whole vision is to create the largest dispensary complex in the world in Nevada and make it a destination within Las Vegas, and actually have our WeedTV studio within it, as well as a wellness center and education and research and development. So we want to be a hub for the marijuana industry from a media standpoint, but also we want to reap the benefits. And the big dollars in this is the cultivation and the distribution of the cannabis. And so why not, as a public company, be really the only public company that is in the United States that actually can legally be a public company in Nevada and participate in the cultivation and distribution. It makes us very different, multifaceted.
You know, this kind of reminds me of Prohibition 80 or 90 years ago. I mean, this is really history repeating itself.
Absolutely. We plan on being the first mover in Nevada. 40 million people visit this state every year, Las Vegas. They're only going to have about 40 licenses in southern Nevada. We believe we're going to be one of those licenses, in addition to having cultivation. It is really something that never should have gone into prohibition in the first place, but that's a whole other show. There's a lot of politics behind it of why it became banned in the first place. But the marijuana and the cannabis plant serves about 10,000 different uses, from paper to different petroleum products as well as medicine. I mean, it's an incredible plant that we're just at the tip of the iceberg of realizing its benefits. And I think people that are interested in investing into a cannabis company, we're really multifaceted, as I said before. So we're going to offer a very unique opportunity for our shareholders.
Well, Mark, Players Network owns about 80% of Greenleaf Farms Holdings. Is this the entity through which you're going to be running your marijuana operations?
Yeah, absolutely. We did an initial private offering, and we valued it at $10 million. So Players Network owns 80% of a $10 million asset, which is frankly a little more than our market cap right now. And after we get our license, we are going to value it probably somewhere between 30 and 50 million, depending on if we get all 3 licenses or just 2 or 1 of them. We believe we're going to get at least 2, but possibly 3. And at some point, we'll combine Greenleaf Holdings together with Players Network. So it will be a cash-producing asset within the company that also gives us a brick and mortar aspect and cash flow in addition to our media and the stock side. It's going to be a very interesting opportunity for our shareholders.
Players Network, PNTV is their stock symbol. Mark, why is this a good time right now for folks to take a closer look at your company?
Well, we're an emerging industry right now. We have upcoming elections, and a lot of states are going to be legalizing the medical marijuana space. So you're going to see coming into 2015 at least another 14 states. So it's going to open up the opportunity for companies like us to grow substantially. In addition to the new media side, and is in the technology side that we're doing is also emerging as well. So I don't think the time is ever better than it is right now. I like to tell my shareholders, it's ask me what's going on. I just say this is a calm before the storm. It's going to get a lot of fun to be a shareholder of this company in the very near future.
Players Network, again, PNTV is their stock symbol. Mark, we're, of course, initiated coverage of your company. Be following you very closely between now and going into the new year. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. I look forward to coming back and giving your audience some updates on what's going on with us.